Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Whoa, got there just in time, Jeff.
One of these times you're going to get caught, son.
I grabbed a whole bunch of Nokta products so I could show them off because
But that is the product of the decade.
yes, it is. Those folks know what's going on, and they getting it done. They cool detectors. I'm glad I don't have to compete against them. Let's just say that.
Well, ain't that the truth?
If I was a manufacturer having to compete against them, I would be a little worried.
I think I would be drinking heavily.
Yes, me too. Well, anyway, today's show is, of course, brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure and Nokta products, for sure, because they're part of the fun and adventure, aren't they?
They are indeed.
And I'm a little winded because I ran from the other side of the room and got back, and I listened to the opener, and I got a little winded. So, but I have a lot of different products that now are being made. Nokta is such a popular detector that aftermarket companies who make products like Sean and Aquatech and these guys here, they all make different products for the Nokta detector.
Well, they're smart.
Yeah, so they're very popular. So you're going to see a lot of different products made for it. But I guess I ought to get with the disclaimer. And now I forgot how it went, Jeff. Give me the words on it. I pulled a Joe Biden.
Yeah, oh, well, no, there's nobody that bad. Treasure Talk is the opinions and views.
Oh, the opinions expressed here by the Treasure Talk guests and member belong solely to the guest and member, not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers Metal Detectors, or Jeff Monin.
True.
And the most important thing is the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of treasure hunting, metal detecting, and treasure hunting in all forms, and to educate our members in a fun, informative manner.
Yes, indeed. And we're going to do that. And we got them stacked up, buddy.
Yes, we do. They are stacked up. And Jocelyn, did you have a comment over there? Over 80 people that she sees on her site. So that's
It's over 100.
Oh yeah, we're just because we have so many different places we broadcast to on Facebook. Don't be. Well, that was mean.
What?
Don't be dumb, Joe. Chris Mock. I guess he's giving us a hard time. But anyway, yeah, hard times are fun, aren't they? But treasure hunting is fun. So. Biden joke. No, that's the president, so I didn't mean to be disrespectful. For sure. But anyway, Jeff, you're not saying nothing. I guess you're reading the comments.
Yeah.
All righty, my friends. Well, anyway, today we have some excellent guests, don't we?
Yes, we do. We got, and unfortunately, Dillick is not with us tonight. She is sick. And for Dillick, she must really be sick, because if she doesn't show up for something, she needs to be in the hospital.
Yes, because she gets up, isn't it like 3 in the morning there?
Yeah, she gets up and she sends her condolences, her apologies for not being able to be here. So she's got to be really sick.
But she's got some good folks on here with us tonight who can represent.
We got the green.
Well. We got the #1 guy in the USA, don't we?
Yep, indeed. And there's, Nokta's doing a lot of things. I guess there's a big show in Toronto this weekend, 16th and 17th, I think it is. I'm not sure, but we'll check that out for sure, where the Diggin' Canuck is going to be large and in charge at that show. So if you're anywhere in Canada near Toronto, even if you're, in the United States, get to Toronto. You could win a detector if you don't win them tonight. And we're giving away 2 of them tonight, courtesy of Dillick and Mark. So you can't beat that with a big stick. I'm telling you.
And those detectors are really nice. They're waterproof, they're multi-frequency, and they're made to be easier to get started in. So for us here in Florida, Jeff, you know the score and a double score are going to be top sellers because they are multi-frequency, so they'll handle the wet silt sand like so many single frequency detectors from other brands just won't do it. And I was telling you earlier, and I'll tell the folks here, I had a customer come by a store, and he goes out the first week or two, he finds 3 pieces of gold. So then he comes in and he buys the double score for himself to upgrade, and he gave the single score to his girlfriend. So
From everything we see, watching a bunch of videos, I tell you what, I wish that I was in the audience tonight and have a chance to win one.
me too, for
But
sure.
I never get that opportunity. But what I was saying is, I mean, that it's taken the world, you know, by storm, because that is a killer detector. The score got a little bit more features on it, I understand, and it is multi-frequency, which is good for beach hunters here in Florida, but not only beach hunters, relic hunters all over the world and all over the country.
Yes, yeah, they're going to enjoy it too. And then too, with it being waterproof, if you're a relic hunter and you're out in the woods somewhere or anywhere, and you get a massive downpour, you don't have to worry about it. You know, that's such a nice feature. You know, 20 years ago, we didn't even think about that as a feature. We had our bag in our back pocket that if we had to cover up our detector real quick, we could do it.
Yeah, but I mean, you're talking if you're a relic hunter and you're hunting in a creek and you happen to stumble and fall before, you know, you'd be out of luck. It'd be goodbye, Josette.
Yeah, that day would be done. Sure.
And from what I understand, the thing's built like a tank.
Oh,
I haven't physically seen one yet, but I think it's built like a tank, very ergonomic, very easy to use. I tell you what, it's the one to beat now. I mean, Nokta, you look at it, Phil, they got the Legend, which is absolutely a stunner. And then with the score and double score, hey, all
the Legend. Yeah, if you're going to get a Legend, I'd say get that Pro Pack quick, because I mean, I'm sure Mark will tell us, but I think that Christmas special with the pinpointer, I think that stuff might be going. But Mark will tell us that if that's true or not.
Well, the thing is with Nokta, though, Phil, they're always coming up with some kind of a great deal.
Yeah, some kind of special. So
I mean, when you buy one of those, you get all kinds of stuff with it.
Yeah, it's just an awesome product, and it's great.
Well, we do have a question already.
Yeah, from Tom Becker. Yeah, are you Grey Ghost making Nokta waterproof detectors? I mean, waterproof headphones. Yes, that's why I was out of breath, because I went and grabbed all the stuff. You know,
not making the detector, Nokta
makes the detector. Grey Ghost makes the headphone. Because I'll just do a headphone rundown. These are Nokta headphones. If somebody buys a score or double score, these are land headphones with a waterproof fitting on it, so you could get into. You don't have to worry about the wireless. You could go into deeper water, just not get the headphones wet. So those are good headphones, and they're pretty inexpensive. I think they are around $84.99 for that set of headphones. And yeah, Big Poppy's on there. Joe Busy, he sells them in the shop here. This is their waterproof headphones that are made for the Nokta Legend or the Score double score. And these guys, I think, are $129. I don't see the tag on it, but that's what they are. And then he was asking about the Grey Ghost. Yes, we have those. And that detector is so popular that now they make the Aqua Tech headphones or the Thrasher headphones. You've got 4 different choices for waterproof headphones.
Yeah, you can't beat that. And you never know, at Myers Metal Detectors, there may be a score double score kind of a special where you get a one of a kind artistic Zazich if you buy one. I don't know.
Yeah, that could happen. And Moose from New York is asking me, do you have the double score in stock? Yes, I do. We'll call in a couple days to order one. Yes, we'll get it shipped out to you for sure.
Okay, well, we're burning daylight here.
Yes,
We got
no,
some
yeah, we
great
got
guests.
guests on here. I could run my mouth all night, so we better get them on here.
We had better, and we got a couple of really good ones for you tonight. We had, like I said, Dillick is feeling very poorly. That's the reason why she's not here tonight, which we miss her a great deal. And another young gentleman who is a Nokta nomad, Southern Relics, he is sick as well. So there's something going around, and he was wanting to be here with us tonight. But we have two of the best of the best. The Director of Operations for North America, Mark Tominski, and Diggin Canuck, a Nokta nomad from Hamilton, Ontario. And she's going to be large and in charge in Toronto. And I think that's a Radio World show, I believe. But she's going to tell us all about it. And Mark's going to give us some good information. So let's bring them on. Here's Mark. And here's the Diggin Canuck. Hello,
everybody.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to Treasure Talk.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Yes, it is.
And I wanted to clear something up. Someone was asking on the stream there about some wireless waterproof headphones. Now, there is no such thing. I guess there might be wireless waterproof earbuds, but they're not going to, as soon as the housing goes underwater, it's not going to work. That's with any brand of detector. The water will impede the wireless signal. So that's why you have to have the wired waterproof headphones. So you go into deeper water. I guess it's Bluetooth, correct, Mark?
That's correct. Yeah, low latency Bluetooth. And you're correct. Once you submerge the unit underwater, unfortunately, we don't have the technology to support that wireless yet. But one day, maybe the military has that kind of technology, right? And then it will come down the line at some point.
Yeah. Where
nobody else does either.
Yeah.
Nobody has that, right?
No.
I can't imagine that. I guess it would have to travel, the wireless signal would that have to travel through the water, and right now that's not available for us.
That's correct.
So.
And we did have a question here. You see it, Philip?
Oh yeah, I think Phil said both of them are multi-frequency, but not sure about the score, or is it? They both are multi-frequency. Is that correct, Mark?
That is correct. Both the score and double score are simultaneous multi-frequency, which is a big distinction because if you remember, the multi-cruiser and I even believe the Amphibio had selectable frequency, multiple frequency, where you could select one frequency and lock in. The difference being that the score and double score have simultaneous running at the same time so that you can run the detector in places like the beach, saltwater beaches in the water. That's the biggest comment we're getting is that people are taking let's say the score at $379 retail, and they're taking it in the water. And by the way, it's waterproof up to 16 feet. So you could take the whole unit 16 feet underwater. And just the first comment from other machines that they used to have that are only single frequency is how quiet it is until, of course, you hit the desirable objects that you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. Like I was telling Jeff earlier that we had a customer who just never had a detector before, bought the store, went out, and of course he scored. He got 3 pieces of gold jewelry, so he went back to get another one. And his girlfriend one. So
what a great story.
Yes, and it happens a lot, and I think that detector, functional on the beach at that price, waterproof. There's just nothing to touch it right now.
That's right.
It probably won't be.
Absolutely.
Is that a question, Phil?
The question there was, what about vibration in the handle for underwater use?
And that's from Blessed Adventures.
Yes,
Both.
Blessed Adventures.
Both score and double score have that vibration. Correct.
And the good thing about that is if you're a hearing impaired person, you've got that, because I've had customers who are hearing impaired, and that helps them tremendously.
Well, and if you haven't tried a Nokta machine before, the vibration is really unique, and a lot of even high-end units don't have it, but it'll actually vibrate stronger the closer you are to the target. So it is a nice feature, like you had mentioned, hearing impaired, or just having an additional feature there that's a bit different. You get that different haptic feedback, not just sound, or on the screen you can see the target ID number, but you could also feel it in the handle.
Well, we had a friend. I'm assuming Bob is still alive. I think, isn't he,
Oh,
Phil?
yeah, he still hunts. I see him on Facebook, but he moved up to
He
Tennessee.
used to live in Tampa, but now he moved to Tennessee. He's deaf as a post. And he had I think the Simplex he got when it came out with the vibrating handle, he was like a pig in slop with that. He'd go all up and down the road, traffic buzzing around him, and he'd be out there detecting curb strips and everything. So that has been one of the biggest things for him. He absolutely adored the Simplex, but I don't know what he's got now. I'm sure he's probably upgraded. But that was just a killer.
Yes,
Feature for him.
sure. It helps.
Liz, do you use the vibration feature much?
You know what? I haven't used that yet, but I think it's not like I get that it's like wonderful and probably made for the hearing impaired people. But if you're in an area where you're trying to be stealthy and nobody's going to hear you, and I think it's like wildlife, whatever,
Yeah.
or even people, I guess it's a great option to have in your little bag of tricks.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, I have a question on here, and this one, I guess, unless Liz, if you want to get it, but Mark would answer this one, because I'm not an expert in the gold detectors, because I'm here in sunny Tampa, Florida, and we do find gold jewelry, but we're not out there looking for gold nuggets. Sam Truckley is asking what gold detector you guys have.
I can answer that. It's kind of a trick question if you include the legend, which you absolutely should use. And we've been talking a lot about score and double score. The biggest distinction or difference between the score, double score series, or the score series and the legend series is that gold prospecting mode that you can go into. That's a hunt mode. And so the legend does have that gold prospecting mode that you can select. So you have your park, field, beach, and then gold field. And so legend is one of those. We have the gold cruiser. And then also, why am I drawing a blank on the third machine right now? The Gold Finder 2000. I had a little bit of a, one of those memory blanks there. So those are our 3 gold machines. And we may, now Delic isn't on here, so I can't look over and be like, oh, can I say this? Let's just say we have some really fun, exciting products coming out.
In the tech line then, huh?
Yeah, the tech lineup. So, there's more on the way.
Cool.
You hit it out of the park with the AccuPoint, I can tell you that, and these detectors.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We've got a lot of great response. And I know, Liz, as far as AccuPoint, you've been using that quite a bit. And, what are your thoughts on AccuPoint?
I don't think that there is a more sensitive pinpointer out there. It is super sensitive. I usually use it at about half of the I guess sensitivity, because I don't know. I think a lot of people think that they kind of use a pinpointer as a detector, and your detector's already done a good job of finding your target or locating it in your hole or your plug. That I don't know why some people are just think that their pinpointer has to go like a foot to find the item in there. I don't know.
Like jacking it all the way up to I think, what is it, 9 levels?
Yeah. I don't think you need that really for general purpose pinpointing, unless you're using that solely as your pinpointers, as your detector somewhere. But I don't know.
We did make it very sensitive, and that in one way could be seen as a drawback if you jack it all the way up versus like you said, in that halfway point. You want that stable operation. Yeah, maybe it's not hitting a foot, but hence the name pinpointing. is when you get close to your target, you pinpoint with the actual detector in the
Mhm.
Nokta lineup, and then use your pinpointer to find exactly where it is.
Mhm.
That is it. That is it. And we've been hearing nothing but absolute rave reviews on the video that Liz did for the AccuPoint. And I watched a number of them on YouTube, and that one was the most concise, easy to learn video that's out there. So if you've just gotten an AccuPoint, first of all, what's one thing we always say, Philip? Read the manual
Yeah.
and watch
Watch
Liz's.
Liz's video. Yeah, I just was reading the comments here, and Andrew T says Liz's video on the AccuPoint is the best one out there.
And
Yeah,
maybe,
you know,
in the manual, maybe in the manual, it ought to put "See Digging Canucks" video on AccuPoint.
No, I just want to. I am not the most technical detectorist out there, so I try to understand it and then try to explain it in a way that I would understand it if I was reading it or watching a video. So I am definitely not super technical about anything, but yeah, I just thought I'd make it kind of easy to understand kind of thing.
Yeah, we had a bunch of questions on here, and let's see if we can answer this one real quick. The difference between the score and the double score. We can answer that real quick.
The difference or price difference?
Not the pricing, well, we know the price is like $375, $425. The actual difference in the two.
Well, I figured this would come up, so I actually pulled up the site just to give me a little aid. And the score does not have the automatic, manual, or tracking ground balance. It will just the biggest difference is your double score has your recovery speed, 3 levels, iron filter, notch filter, custom user profiles. All intensive purposes, you get a little bit more from the double score, which people like, some of that more control. But if you're really starting out for the first time and you just want a simple detector that's turn on and go, that works really well at the parks, the beaches, and the fields, especially the beach, saltwater beaches in the water, then, score hands down is a really great value. Now, what we find in the industry, for whatever reason, this goes to the Legend Pro Pack, which I know at the beginning that you mentioned, which we'll talk about the Legend Pro Pack, or the Simplex Ultra, the N series, for whatever reason, just very popular in our industry. I think people like having the perceived best value, but when it comes to the score and double score, I think both are very competitive machines that are going to work very well in whichever environment that I just said.
For sure. And we had a question on the pricing of the AccuPoint. I believe that's $139 on that.
That's correct.
And that is cool because I like the accessories that come with it. I like to have the changeable tip on it. That was brilliant that you guys did that, because they can wear through one, pop the other one on it.
And in the window where you can see how you're adjusting it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's groundbreaking technology right there.
Yeah, just having the screen. I mean, we're really trying to get the word out about that more, turning that screen on. And something to note, if you guys have AccuPoints out there in the industry, I'm trying to remember, Liz, if when you got yours, is the backlight defaulted off? Some people don't realize that backlight. You had to go in the settings. Okay, so there it is. So you actually can go in the settings and turn that backlight on. And even when you're outdoors, I recommend that you turn that on because you can see the colors. They're really vibrant. They pop out a lot more. So I recommend everybody do that.
Yeah, it's it says that the higher the brightness is, the more the battery drains fast, but you don't have your pinpointer on all the time when you're detecting. And when you do turn it on, it's great to be able to see everything that you've already pre-done your backlight before you went out on your dig.
The other thing real fast, I'll say, default, I also believe the AccuPoint is defaulted on one tone. And I could be wrong about this also, but I think from memory it is. you can go in the settings and change it to two-tone so that your ferrous and your non-ferrous targets will sound differently on the AccuPoint. It's a really great feature that I recommend everyone try out on the AccuPoint.
Yes, indeed, it is. That's very, very good.
And the other thing I like on the AccuPoint is it's rechargeable. So other brands put your 9-volt battery in it, and you're worried about that. It's rechargeable USB. So
when you charge up your machine, you charge up your wireless headphones, you charge your machine, you charge your pinpointer.
There you go.
Yes.
We got a question from Stacy.
Yeah, I see that from Stacy. She's asking, is the AccuPoint good to use in salt? Does it chirp with the salt?
So this isn't, unfortunately, it's not simultaneous multi-frequency, right? And I think a lot of pinpointers, unless you take our pulse dive, which has the 2-in-1 kit, comes with a pinpointer tip. And because that's pulse technology, it's going to handle the salt water a little bit better than the AccuPoint. And just as we were talking before, it's such a sensitive pinpointer. If you back that sensitivity down some, or you're having some issues with falsing, you can do that with the AccuPoint, and you can see it right there on the screen. We also have a retune button. So just one quick press of the setting, the main button on there, that's going to tune the pinpointer to the ground.
Yeah, that's a good feature too. And I personally don't use a pinpointer on the beach. The times that I need a pinpointer is when the detector finds those little 1/8-inch rivet heads made out of aluminum that you can't see. But then because I'm using a long handle scoop and I don't want to get on my hands and knees and use a pinpointer. So I'm faster that way. The times that it does happen, then I have to get on my hands and knees. And I probably wish I had a pinpointer with me. But I'll just grab the sand and wave it in front of the coil till I find it. Fastest for me. I use that pinpointer when I'm hunting in the dirt, and the dirt's black and the coin's black, and I got sweat in my eyes, and I can't see anything, and that pinpointer gets right on it. So awesome, for sure.
Stacia, stay tuned on the YouTuber She Detector. She just is using a double score for the first time. She did a product unboxing here in the Florida on the beaches, and I may or may not know. I'm pretty sure she does use the AccuPoint in some upcoming videos, and you'll see some of that performance. I always say, don't take my word for it. Watch YouTube, watch the people out there, and She Detector has some great performance with that AccuPoint in the saltwater.
And hey, if I could just add something, She Detector is a great explainer. Once again, not super technical in her explanations, but if you have any questions whatsoever, that is a great source for, especially she's going to be digging in, she's going to be detecting in salt water. So anybody curious about that, just follow her channel.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but first of all, you got to describe to the digging Canuck.
Yeah, do that first, for sure. And
Yeah.
just let that question go that quick. It's going. They go too fast. I guess we got too many people on the screen.
Kickmaster, that's
Well,
another
this
one.
was another one. That was what it was. It was a question asking Liz where her favorite place to hunt is.
There,
The woods. The woods. I absolutely love detecting in the woods. Absolutely love it. And there's so many conservation areas and wooded areas around here. It's wonderful. The woods.
Except when you fall off a cliff.
Oh.
Well, that's another story.
That's when it was a real cold day and there was a blast involved.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was crazy.
That's it. Hey, well, we got a question here for you, Liz. I guess it's from John Tarcia. Do you guys or for any of us, have any tips on advice for a guy who was new to detecting with the Simplex Ultra?
Oh.
I have a tip for him. That is a killer machine. Watch Digging Canucks video on the channel. I'm serious now because she has some videos on that, and she's a very good explainer with that. And then there'll be some other videos that you can watch for the same.
If I can say anything, it's just default programs. The engineers at Nokta, they get paid to make good programs that you don't need to really mess around with at the very beginning. That's a great way to learn your detector, learn the tones and what it's telling you. And the Ultra, I'm going to be taking the Ultra out tomorrow into the woods. I love that detector.
Yeah, I think that's an awesome detector. I don't sell as many of them here because everybody wants that multi-frequency, but still, it's a great detector
Hmm.
for folks who aren't going in the saltwater. Although saltwater, I have some customers who've used it on the beach, and it works fine for them. I think with a single frequency detector, you just got to work a little harder. Wouldn't you say that, Stu, Mark?
Absolutely. Yeah. In the dry sand, it's going to be just fine, right? But it's when you get in that salt water, again, just like we talked about the acupoint, you're going to have to back the sensitivity down.
Yeah,
Now, if you're a Simplex Plus user going to the Simplex new generation, like the Simplex Ultra, I have heard a lot of great things about the subtle nuances, the subtle differences. You actually are going to get more depth in the saltwater with the Ultra. So if you're having issues in the saltwater, I would say, do your ground balancing, back the sensitivity down. But if it's freshwater or benign soil, the Simplex Ultra is a beast. And relic hunters, for example, love single frequency machines.
Hmm.
They go really deep on iron. So finding, shells or musket balls, the Ultra is just going to be great. Little Dirt Digger, Emily actually has a Simplex Ultra, really enjoys her machine. And I think the biggest advice I've heard from people that use the Ultra is the 99 tone mode. But that is the secret, is get into that 99 tone mode.
Okay. Hey, I did want to comment on this one. And since we were talking about pinpointers, Johnny Hyatt has bought some detectors from me. He says, I use the Pulse Dive as a pinpointer in the wet salt. Bought from Phil, works in holes full of salt water and the water's edge when I'm going after rings. So he likes using the Pulse Dive for a pinpointer there, and that would work perfectly. And you can get the bigger coil and use it as a snorkel detector also, or a dive detector.
That's
Yeah,
right.
the 2-in-1 kit on the Pulse Dive has a 6-inch coil and the pinpointer tip. A lot of divers are using it. Even the salvage divers, believe it or not, are using the Pulse Dive on the East Coast, then the Treasure Coast, because they can get into the tight spots with the pinpointer tip. And that Pulse Dive goes 200 feet, 60 meters underwater. So it's a beast of a machine. Or you could use it on land. And they're actually, if you didn't not know this, there is a land-based back where the battery cap is. So if you're not going underwater and you want to hear the sounds a bit better, you can use that different cap. But use the underwater cap, very big distinction there for going underwater or beach hunting. Pulse Dive is a killer beach pinpointer.
Yes, it is. Well, let's do this. I've got the queued up. Let's give away a score.
Okay.
And while they're registering for that, you can address the question of is Nokta still coming out with the beast mode update for the legend? So here, people, is what you put in. If you can, let me see this. Let me get it done here. Hold on a minute. I will show you. Because I am derelict in my duties. Okay. Now, let's see. Okay. That's what you put in the chat. Hashtag derelict. No spaces. It's just like that. Put that in the chat. They're going to answer the question while we gather comments, and then somebody was going to win a score, and then later somebody's going to win a double score.
There you go. So is Nokta still coming out with the beast mode?
We are. Beast mode is still being worked on. We're still in the final stages of getting that ready and testing. So it's in the hands of our tester. No exact date. I love to throw out dates. You know how I get in trouble for that. No exact date for this one, but it's almost ready. It's being finalized.
Well, that's awesome because people ask me about that all the time, and I would rather see you not put it out than put it out with a bug in or something.
Oh, yeah, because that's just a nightmare.
Yeah, because then people are cranky, and I know Nokta gets it done right. So
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that sets Nokta above the others is when, you do your updates now, they 99.9% of the time, it all runs smoothly. And if it doesn't, it's because the operator error where they've got an old computer or didn't do something correct. But very, very, very seldom are there any bugs in your updates because you work very hard to put them out smoothly. And that is a big, big plus.
Yeah, that you said it right there. We don't want to rush something and just add a feature for no reason. The Legend has had a lot of major updates that are adding features like the bottle cap rejection. If you go on YouTube and type in Nokta detectors, you can find our Nokta YouTube channel page. And we've been coming out with some new series that we've been producing internally, talking about these new features or talking about the updates such as the bottle cap rejection. So I really encourage you to go subscribe. We're going to keep doing that, coming out with content. And when the beast mode comes out, that's also where we'll probably announce that feature there as well.
Okay, this is a real quick question while they're still registering, and I'm going to direct this one to Liz because I know she has some experience with this. How it is from Timeless Digger. How durable is the Nokta if you're rough with your equipment? And she's not rough with her equipment.
No, I'm not. Well, I fell on top of the shaft of my score, and I was totally expecting to look down and see it all bent and everything, but no, super hardy or a rugged build. You're not going to have problems with your coil ears like other things, I guess is safe to say. Very, very rugged build. And when you have it in your hands and you're looking at it and you're feeling it, it would have to be something extremely gigantically, oh my goodness, what am I gonna say? Just craziness to in order to even damage that machine. It's super high quality and at a fantastic price. You cannot beat it. Can't
And
beat it.
light.
Yeah, very
Yes,
well.
that too.
Well, should we give away a score, Philip?
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff, and I'm going to ask Liz some
Liz,
other.
to give away a score?
Yes, pull it up. So, Liz, what is your favorite coil you use on your Legend?
Oh, the LG24. I think it's a fantastic coil. You can get into little areas, and it's very capable. I don't honestly notice any difference in depth. I love that, whether it's on the simplex or the hopefully, and I hear that they are coming out for the scores. Wonderful, wonderful coil. Great accessory to have. Whatever the SX or SP LG24, amazing coil.
Okay, are we ready, folks?
Yes, we are.
Ready?
Let's go.
There
Drum
goes
roll.
the name sliding through there. Oh, I saw Joey V in there.
Oh, here we go. Oh,
Snooky boy.
Boy 100.
Yes, indeed. Snook Boy 100.
that
So-
must be a fisherman.
Yeah. And then
Yes, he is.
while he's
Snook Boy, let me just quickly pop up you need to send your name, address, and phone number. Make sure your phone number, and if you want the score, to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. I will get it to Dilek, and she will get your machine out to you. That you won the score, and a little while we're going to draw for score 2. So there we go. The
And-
double score, yeah.
And Shannon Gardner's asking, are the score and the double score both carbon fiber shafts?
I know the double score is Liz. You have
Full.
the
It's
score.
full
It's
carbon
full.
fiber shaft. Yes.
That's right. I didn't want to misspeak. So, and when you feel that carbon fiber versus like you simplex, I keep saying the simplex plus users out there, even the first Legend, I believe the lower stem, lower shaft was more of this plastic type material, which was just fine. But it's such a cosmetic and ergonomic. When I say ergonomic, the lightweight, the 2.6 pounds, I think it is from memory. I could actually pull it up to see if I was wrong there, if it's even lighter. But it's just it feels fancy. It feels like when you're swinging that that sturdiness. You get a little tiny wobble with the other materials. That carbon fiber feels so good.
Yeah, it does
It
look
looks nice too.
And I still have, I think on the last time on the show, I didn't have the LG 30 upgrade kit, but I still have a couple of those. I got some in, they sent me, and if somebody has the old version of the Legend, they can get the arm cuff, the shaft, and the coil. I believe it's if I'm going by memory, 152 for that. So you're going from the 11-inch round coil to the 12x9, which is now the stock coil. And the reason you guys went with that was because it's lighter and it detects a little deeper. Is that correct, Mark?
That's right. And just what's popular. So when we change things around, it's not because of our opinion. I think you guys have said this on our last show, but Nokta really tries to listen to the customer. And we're trying to improve things. We talked about firmware updates, but also these aren't just cosmetic changes that are pretty. They're functional changes. And we're always trying to adapt to what the customer likes or what that people are using in the industry. So we really do listen. And that's why these comments on this show or going in the Facebook groups or writing us emails, it's really important that you keep doing that because we do make the changes.
And we have an interesting question here from Tom Becker. He's asking, can the Legend be updated to be waterproof to 16 feet? It is.
The Legend right now is waterproof up to 16 feet right now.
Is that all Legends, or is that just the one with the newer version of it?
I believe so. I'd have to double check that, but I do know the ones now that are shipping out are for sure 16 feet underwater rated. But I don't know about the first, especially the very first ones. I do believe the answer. Just don't quote me on it. Actually, I won't answer that one right now. But if you have one and you're concerned for whatever reason, now I will say this, and Phil, you back me up. How many people go underwater with their detectors? Now, I'm not talking about waist deep. I'm not talking about maybe up to you'll see just barely the chin. And what is that? Maybe a foot, 2 feet underwater. So the difference even between the old rating of 10 feet and 16 feet, I'm pretty sure you'd be fine either way, but probably for legal reasons. And we don't want people to brick their machines. This is why we just, like we were talking about earlier, we make things better, stronger, more durable. This is just a byproduct of that.
Yeah. And you're right. Most people, when they go detecting, if they go up to their neck, the housing of the detector might be a couple feet underwater. Really, for most people.
But we like building things for that reason. Some people, like another feature of the score and double score, for instance, or a lot of our machines, because of the cam locks, it's not the old school shafts where you have the little pin and you have to match it in the hole. You can undo the cam locks and shrink it down. And especially with that smaller coil, you can dive with that quite easily. So you can hit that 16-foot rating very easily.
Yeah, and like you say, 90% of the people aren't going to take it that deep.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're using a Blue Nemo, 9 times out of 10, they're, it's 10, 11 feet tops that they're.
Yeah, that can only go 10 feet, for that.
And so the detectors most of the time is that if they're underwater 10 feet, the detector is only about 9 foot under. So you're good to go on that.
Yes, for sure.
If you're really diving deep, you're going to have a different kind of a detector anyway.
Yeah, we'll have a different unit. And I see, Jeff, you got that one there too. Bob Kulik's asking, I see a lot of detectors painting their control buttons white. I see that too. Do you recommend that? Will they be highlighted with a color in the future?
I don't know if we have any plans of highlighting it. We do have a control box cover that we sell separately, or we offer separately to dealers. I did see some internal talk about this, that somebody had sent a message in about coloring their buttons, and how this, the official stance from our repair center was that this can void or will void warranty on the detector. So, I would probably just be hesitant while we get to the bottom of this, because the problem is if we start allowing different materials to be placed on the detector, people don't realize this, but it could be anything. Let's say using the wrong kind of lubricant on the pulse dive on the seals. If you use the wrong kind of chemical and it starts to eat away at the rubber, you just have to be careful of the types of mods you're doing, because there could be an engineering reason why that there's a conflict, and that it would then kind of void or hinder the machine's ability to be waterproof, or there's a lot of different reasons for that. So the safe answer is the products that we do offer, like the control box cover, will help protect the unit, and it's highlighted red on black, so you can see the buttons very easily on that.
Easier, yes. Okay, cool.
You see this comment, Philip?
Yeah, I'm at Howie Graphics Adventure says I'm at 10 feet or more with my Blue 3 Nomad, and the Legend works great.
There you go. There's your answer.
Oh, he's got it. He's doing it. So that's cool.
Yeah, somebody else said, I think Adventures in Life said he fell off the bank, and his Legend definitely went more than 10 feet deep.
We build it to last. We really do. Did you guys, when we were talking about the coil ears, if you look at one of those, let's say a Legend, pull any machine out, those coil ears are probably about 2 to 3 times thicker than the competition. I love the small detail, because when you are tumbling, it's those are the points that are probably going to have the biggest problems, or the stress points.
Well, even with the competition that will be left unnamed, you don't even tumble, and that is the problem.
Yeah,
like you say, it's this in the world of metal detecting with metal detectors. It's the little things.
Yeah.
Make it stand out up and above, and that's what Nokta does so well. Their attention to detail.
Thank you.
Just the little things that put them up here.
Yes.
And the others down here. Wouldn't you say that's a pretty good, accurate statement, Philip?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Good, quality product, and the price point can't be beat. People just love them. I did want to. Most important thing for me is what you got in the pipeline. Let's hear some secrets.
Especially with Delix not on, right?
Right. Let's out the bag for sure.
I think I hinted at something earlier when we were talking about the gold category, and then we talked about the beast mode, and we just released. Obviously, we've been talking a lot about score, double score, and AccuPoint. And what's funny about this is that expectation. That's what I think is really I like talking about, is like, oh my gosh, at this rate, Nokta is the metal detecting company that is making releases. It feels like every year or every 2 years. And that's what I want to highlight, is the fact that Nokta, who, in my opinion, for at least the beginning years of Nokta, was a bit of the underdog, right? Like, what's a Nokta? And then Simplex Plus comes out. Then after the Simplex Plus, we had a number of other great machines. We talked about the Cruiser series, Amphibio, but we're always innovating. Now you have Simplex new generation that took over Simplex Plus. We have the Score series, Score and Double Score. We have Legend. And that's the innovation right there. So the fact that we're always on our toes, you can bet that we have many projects in the pipeline, and that's what's exciting about Nokta, is that we're not giving up, we're not stopping. And when you go on those hunt fields, like I was just at Digstock, that's something I wanted to mention, is some of the hunts that we've been to, Nokta's been to, and that we're going to, and Liz is going to be going to one soon. But when you look at the field and you see how many people are using Nokta product, that is the eye opener. And it's, again, that expectation of new products out there, because we are cutting edge and we're trying to push the envelope.
Yeah, they're excellent products, and I know you guys got stuff in the pipeline because you're wanting to grow the brand and help more customers. I'm sure. So that's
That's
all.
it.
Yes, for sure. And let's see. Do you recommend the cover for the controls? And that comes from Robert Ridgway. And that's
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
Yeah, we're just talking about someone asked about coloring the buttons, and our advice is to go ahead and get that control box cover. It's going to prevent scratches,
Mhm.
and also it's a red, basically color where the buttons are on top of black. So those buttons really pop out. You can really see the buttons.
Okay, I'm going to pop this up here for the double score giveaway so they can start entering.
Sounds good. Good
So,
luck, everybody.
People, that's what you put.
So Mark, I saw a question and it went by so fast, and they're working on the update for the beast mode. What type of changes are being put in that?
So the biggest thing, from what I can understand, generally speaking, I'm not an engineer, is that you're going to get more depth with the beast mode, but it might introduce more just like grainy signal. Like, you might hear that reactiveness to the ground, and but it's meant to be very strong and deep in those situations that you could turn on this mode. Did I hear something there, and go even deeper? So it's not something that, especially if you're in complex soil, that you may not want to run it because it could false, and you might be hitting things that you don't want to hit. But it's going to be that situational, technology and option that gives you extra depth, which everybody seems to love.
Yeah, especially if you're hunting on areas that have been pounded, and you put a beast mode on and just try to get anything that was left behind. And I know it would be, when you run your detectors hot, that happens.
That's right.
A bad target could sound good, and
That's right.
you could have a lot of extra noise. But some of the relic hunters who've gone over sites just want to make sure they didn't miss anything. So I think that's where people would probably use the beast mode most.
And it's going to be optional. So it's just a little Easter egg. We keep adding, like the bottle cap rejection, where he took the most popular beer bottle tops and the caps, and you can reject those out. Now, the more filters you add, you're going to reduce depth. So again, situational, you go in the settings, I want to turn this on, or I don't want to turn on, but default, they won't be on. And that's what I like about it, is let me try it out. Like you said, I'm in a really hunted out spot. I'm going to dig everything. So I think that's a great example, Phil.
But we did have a quick question though, Philip, on the cover we were talking about.
Yes.
The highlighted numbers. We have a cost on that?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I looked on the counter to see if I had them there, and that's one that I'm out of right now. That was pretty inexpensive. Wasn't it around $15?
I want to say it's $29.99.
Okay.
Yes.
All righty. And then we also had a comment from Adventures in Life. I love testing the simplex for Nokta. That is a very deep detector. Boy, those things go by so fast, it's hard for me to see it.
Yes, and we also had from Gwen Farley. She wants to know, what's the event you're going to be at this weekend, Canuck?
This weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm going to be at the International Center. It's the Sportsman's Show, and I will be. I'm going to have a Nokta tent for the first time. I'm really excited about that. Come drop by the Nokta tent. We're going to give away, thanks to the great folks at Nokta, we're going to give away 4 metal detectors, 2 children's detectors, and 2 adult detectors. Also going to be giving away baseball caps, backpacks, and I'm going to have some stickers as well as some buttons. So just come by, say hi. You don't need to purchase anything to get into the draw. And just come by, say hi. Love to take my picture with you.
You can buy if you want to.
Sure you can. Yes.
And
detectors, many detectors will be available for sale.
Rock it out.
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
Mhm.
And that's Radio World, right, Liz? Radio World.
Yes, it is.
Our
Yes.
distributor. They're great. They're going to be
Mhm.
there with Liz, and that's in Toronto. So if you haven't been, it's a beautiful city. You should go check it
And
out.
it's March break, so come on down.
That's right. So why don't we give away a double score?
Yes.
Are we ready?
Drum roll, please.
Okay, and let's hope that Snook Boy don't win it. I think I have to disqualify him. He's
Yes,
under one.
let's make it. It's got to be somebody hasn't won tonight.
Yeah. So here we go.
Good luck.
Natural Farm Digger.
Nice name.
Natural Farmer Digger.
Natural Farmer Digger. So, Natural Farmer Digger, congratulations. What you do is you send to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com name, address, and phone number. Make sure you put your phone number there because Dillick will email me and ask me for it. So make sure name, address, and phone number. I will get that to Dillick tonight. And pretty soon you'll have a double score. And I'm going to tell you what, you're going to be happy, happy, happy.
Yes.
I promise you.
Send us pictures too. We'd love to see them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, anytime anybody wins anything on Treasure Talk, we ask them to post pictures.
Picture for sure. So let everybody know they got it.
And send me a picture to Treasure Talk Show, or I'll pull it off the Facebook page or whatever, and we'll put it up in a show.
Yeah, and I just saw
smiling faces.
Someone had posted their grandkids have Nokta. I guess the little one now, I forgot the name of it.
Mini and Midi Horde.
Midi Horde, and they love them. Those are cool detectors for kids because they actually work. Because you always see people get the toys that don't work, but Nokta was smart to have the kids detector.
And they're totally submersible as well. They're not a toy. Totally submersible.
Yes.
3 feet.
Yes.
3 feet.
I had sold one to someone, and he was going to give it to his grandkid. But before he did that, he used it on a ring finders group, where he had to go find a ring. And he was the guy who found the ring with the kids.
There you go.
So they work.
I have to say it because not everybody knows about these machines. The Mini Horde, the lower end for younger kids, let's say 4 to 7, pick a range there. That one has a smiley face up and a frowny face pointing like with a thumb down. So your ferrous, your iron targets, that's going to be your frowny face, pointing down. And then your conductive targets, non-ferrous targets, they'll be smiling. So I really like that. I like that the Mini Horde introduces metal detecting in a very simple way. Now, if you're at a old, barn finding really cool history and relics, sure. It's an idea, right? That we're trying to introduce metal detecting to kids, and they want the bling, so it kind of goes hand in hand. Then the Midi Horde has 3 icons. And icons, I believe, are like a nail, horseshoe. On one of them, I think it's a ring and a coin, and it might be in the reverse order with the coin and then the ring. But you can discriminate on the Midi Horde, so you can turn off the iron, and I want to say you can turn off the ring. I believe, don't quote me on that. And you can actually discriminate out the iron on such a low-end machine. It's when I say low-end, the price point, and that it's meant for kids. It's actually, like Liz was saying, really high tech.
Yes,
and great to introduce metal detecting, and I love it. It's great.
It is. It's a cool product, and the people bought them just love them for their kids. So
yeah,
Jeff, you see the time has gone by that quick.
Yeah. I do, and it has, and I just want to encourage everybody to share this video, the show, and spread the word about Treasure Talk, especially you winners. I mean, it's not that many out there where great people like Nokta come on here and give away 2 detectors.
Yes, awesome. Thank you.
And one thing, you can always depend on Nokta to be first rate, step up to the plate, and knock it out of the park. And I will tell you, I have been to hunts where all the manufacturers are there, okay? But you know where the line is? It's outside Nokta's tent. I mean, you got to wait 25, 35, 45 minutes. The others, you can just walk right up to them. Not at Nokta, because everybody wants to find out about them. That's the mark of a premium company, a worldwide company that cares about everybody from in the U.S. to all around the world. They care about you and what you think and how you use their product. You can't beat it.
Yes. So thank you, Liz. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jocelyn. And thank you to all of our members on here. We had a lot of people on here tonight, Jeff.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We had two very fortunate winners, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Thank you again for that, Mark.
Congratulations. And thank you, Phil and Jeff, and happy birthday to Liz. Check out the channel on YouTube.
Thank you. 29 again.
That's right. Unless she falls off a cliff and she'll turn 30 one of these.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know. So I want to thank you guys. Liz, it's always one of my favorite things to see you and Mark. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. And I know you're very, very busy to come and join us tonight. Dilek, we love you. And we want you to get better real soon. Stephen from Southern Relics, get better too, buddy. We missed you tonight. Now, next week, be sure you tune in. I'll be coming to you from Daytona Beach. The Mumbles man and myself will be in Daytona Beach hunting. And Epic Fossils was going to be here next week. And you might win a Megalodon tooth. Now, that's pretty cool. I don't care who you are. That's cool. So join us next week for Epic Fossils. And we had the premium metal detecting company in the world on tonight. They did good. You guys are going to do good when you get a hold of a Nokta product. Call Phil, because if Phil don't have it in stock, you don't need it.
Don't need it.
And we will see you all next week. Thanks for watching, and good night, everybody.
Good night. See you guys.